Today's a WRAL weather alert day. We're starting with showers and thunderstorms in part of the viewing area. Heat will be a big issue as well. I'll show you what to expect.
Breaking news. A man is seriously hurt after he was hit by an SUV this morning in Raleigh. What we know about the crash that has part of New Bern Avenue closed.
Also, a mass shooting in New York. A gunman killed 4 people, including a New York City police officer. What we are learning overnight about the victims and the suspected shooter. To bring you inside our WRAL studio here, 4:30 on our Tuesday morning. It is great to have you with us on this WRAL weather alert day. Some intense heat on the way. Again, I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. It's already a warm and muggy start, and there are some places seeing showers right now. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
We have a very slow-moving cell sitting just south of Raleigh, so it's affecting parts of Harnett County, Johnston County in particular, beginning to drift down into Sampson County too. Let's zoom in here. You can see some lightning still associated with this. Parts of this region from Goldsboro to Anger to Smithfield to Coates to Dunn up toward Clayton have seen as much as ½ inch to 2½ inches of rain. So we do have a flood advisory that's in effect here from Smithfield down toward Dunn, parts of Wayne County and Sampson County until 7 a.m. So if you travel through that area, just be careful. You're going to run into a bit of rain and there could be some isolated flooding there. That will taper off as we get through the morning, and the heat's going to be our main issue as we get through the day today. Our hour-by-hour rain chances this morning definitely tapering off, but this afternoon 20 to 30%, very similar to what we saw yesterday. We'll talk more about rainfall totals coming up. Today and tomorrow both have heat index in place for the afternoon, 102 to 108 both days. Both days are WRAL weather alert days. We take a live look outside this morning, 79 with a dew point of 75, so it's even hotter and more humid than it was this time yesterday. Hour by hour, it's going to feel like 105 to 107 for parts of the afternoon in the Triangle, and maybe up to 110 down in our southern counties. Actual high 96. We have a few more days before a big break comes in our heat. I'll show you when coming up.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Breaking news. More than 1,000 homes and businesses in Johnston County are without power after overnight storms. Most of these outages are in the Benson area. Duke Energy and South River Electric are working to restore the power. We're working to learn how long it's expected to be out.
Also breaking news, part of a Raleigh road is shut down this morning after a man was hit by an SUV. WRAL's Ali Kadlubar has been at this scene on New Bern Avenue in the breaking news tracker. And Ali, what can you tell us about how this person is doing this morning?
Well, the man who got hit, he is seriously hurt. But we just within the past 15 minutes, we saw police picking up some evidence markers scattered here on New Bern Avenue. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker about 30 minutes after police got to the scene. You can see the damaged SUV. Its windshield is shattered. Raleigh police say this SUV hit a man walking on New Bern Avenue. It happened around 1:15 a.m. The man had life-threatening injuries. The driver was not hurt, and that driver is cooperating with police. We are working to find out what led up to this crash and the condition of the man who was hit. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
New York City is mourning the loss of 4 people after a mass shooting. One of the victims was a New York City police officer. NYPD has identified that officer as 36-year-old Dadurul Islam. And now law enforcement says the suspect is a 27-year-old named Shane Tamora of Las Vegas, opening fire at a high-rise building yesterday evening. Police say he took his own life after shooting 5 people. 3 civilians were killed along with that police officer. The 5th victim is in critical condition.
This latest shooting is not the only violent event to rock the U.S. 3 people were killed and 3 injured in another mass shooting yesterday in Reno, Nevada. And over the weekend, an attacker stabbed 11 people at a Michigan Walmart. WRAL spoke with the head of a company that trains schools and companies on how to respond to active threats. He is urging people to remain vigilant.
Another example of a tragic situation that's occurring across our country. I'd like to say that it's a surprising news story, but realistically, I think we're all aware of the number of times that this is happening in our society nowadays. So I think it just, overemphasizes the idea that we all need to be vigilant, be prepared, and have training for such a scenario.
Seth DeSanto says there are 4 key things to remember when finding yourself in the middle of an active threat. Avoid the threat. Barricade yourself using items in your immediate area. Counter the threat if you find yourself face to face with a violent situation, and survive.
The intense heat we're experiencing is taking a toll on AC units. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Wake County. And what are AC companies saying that they are doing to deal with this heat wave? Kelsey, got to be tough on them.
Yes, Jeff, it's a lot on these crews to stay cool as they're working on so many broken ACs. We spoke with the owner of Any Day Heating and Cooling, Adrian Stevenson. He says their crews are working around the clock right now. And if you have not received routine maintenance on your AC, there is a chance that it could shut down in these dangerously high temperatures. Stevenson says their workload more than quadrupled over the weekend. He says most of these repairs happen because ACs can't keep up with this intense heat. If you're having problems with your AC, he recommends checking your filters before calling an HVAC company. Once you clean off your filters, wait 24 hours to see if that makes a difference. Stevenson explains the growing demand.
And between our team, we actually service about 50 homeowners over the weekend. Typical weekend is somewhere around 10. We're actually having extra staff to come in on the weekends to support the demand.
Now, Stevenson says it's also common for the temperature to rise inside your house during the hottest time of the day. So that's between 3 and 7 p.m. If the temperature goes up during that time period, that does not mean that your AC is broken inside your home. Just wait a little bit. The temperature should cool down by sunset. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
You can track the rising temperatures with the newly redesigned WRAL weather app. It is free to download from your phone's app store. Just be sure to turn on those push notifications so you can get important weather alerts sent right to your home screen.
A veto showdown today in our state legislature. Lawmakers are set to override a number of vetoes from Governor Josh Stein. Let's get to Laura Levine, who is live at the General Assembly right now with a preview. Laura.
Renee, good morning. Governor Josh Stein has vetoed 14 bills during his first 7 months in office, and we know that to override these vetoes, it will require 3/5 of both chambers with that support. So today we will see how these lawmakers will vote. The votes are expected to test the power of Republicans in the legislature, where the GOP has veto-proof majority in the Senate, but is one seat shy of a supermajority in the House of Representatives. So that means Republicans would have to flip at least one Democrat in the House, provided all GOP lawmakers in the chamber vote to override the vetoes. Senate leaders said last week that they plan to take up votes to override 7 vetoes. Stein has also vetoed 7 House bills. The bills span issues from immigration enforcement, diversity programs, executive power, and gun rights, among other issues. Now, this could be a very long day beginning in the Senate this morning. We will continue to follow the developments throughout the day. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
We'll give you a live look right now at the General Assembly, where this morning there are protesters expected to gather in opposition to House Bill 958. The bill would prohibit county and state elections officials from publicly encouraging people to vote. Demonstrators claim it will rig the rules in favor of one party. This morning's protest is planned for 11 a.m.
The Trump administration is launching an investigation into Duke University and the Duke Law Journal. The Department of Education claims the university is violating the Civil Rights Act. It claims programs promoting diversity to select Law Journal members lead to discrimination. Duke University and the Duke Law Journal have not commented on the investigation.
Today, construction crews will begin paving over the repaired sinkhole in Raleigh's Village District. Look at the size of that thing. Sky 5 flew over the scene while crews repaired the water main break on Cameron Street. It all started yesterday morning. Raleigh Water says the pipes in that part of the city are from the World War II era and have reached the end of their life cycle. Crews fixed the pipe by the afternoon, and then they filled up the hole again with gravel.
Apex police are urging people to stay aware of their surroundings when they are out on trails. Friday afternoon, a woman reported an uncomfortable situation on the trail at Apex Community Park. She told police a man started following her, and she thought he had a knife. The situation did not go any further. A Good Samaritan escorted her to her car. The man has not been identified. Cutting into crime. New data shows progress in Durham's fight against crime. A breakdown of the numbers and why one leader feels like this marks a turning point.
Leaving the agency, thousands of NASA employees are resigning from the organization. Why some say this will weaken their core mission.
High heat and humidity. It is another WRAL weather alert day as we look live at downtown Cary Park. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracks the next cold front coming our way.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
443, taking a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar. And we're looking at just a few isolated storms in our southern counties. This cell has been sitting here for several hours. We do have a flood advisory that's in effect from Smithfield down toward just south of Goldsboro and into the northern part of Sampson County. So around Dunn, Smithfield, just north of Fayetteville. In this area, we've seen up to 2 to 2.5 inches of rain. This is a cell that just isn't moving very fast, but it will eventually fizzle out, and then we won't have any more storms around until later this afternoon. We'll walk through that coming up. It's 80 degrees in Fayetteville right now, 79 in Durham and 76 in Wilson. So it's a very warm start this morning. This afternoon, we get back into just a small chance, 20 to 30% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Dog walking forecast. Yes, it is going to be a hot one today. Highs climb into the mid 90s. It will feel more like up to 107 to 108 with the heat advisory in place. We'll go over what to expect through the afternoon.
More than 3 million garden hoses are being recalled after a series of injuries. It includes these Hydrotech expandable proof hoses from Winston Products. They were sold on Amazon and at Walmart, Home Depot, and Target. The company says the hoses can burst, and multiple injuries have been reported, including bruises, sprains, and temporary hearing loss. If you have one, contact the company for a refund. Thousands of NASA employees are leaving the agency as part of a second round of deferred resignations. The Trump administration first offered deferred buyouts in January to trim the federal workforce. Some NASA employees have said this will jeopardize safety, risk national security, and weaken NASA's core mission.
Investigators in Hope County renewed a push to get information about a cold case. The sheriff's office again asked for help finding who killed Ramonte Pagan. Deputies found him dead just over 3 years ago on Franklin Drive with a gunshot wound. The sheriff is asking for any new leads with the hopes of getting the family justice. New data shows a decrease in crime in Durham, and that matches what we are seeing nationwide. According to a nonprofit research organization, violent crime is now below 2019 levels in the cities they study nationwide. WRAL's Monica Casey spoke with Durham's mayor to get his perspective on what he believes this means.
Crime in Durham is decreasing. New data for January through June from the sheriff's office shows a 26% decrease in multiple types of crime. Durham Police Department data also tells that success story. By mid-July of 2024, 131 people had been shot. By mid-July of this year, that number is at 92. Using a wider lens, the Council on Criminal Justice compiles data from dozens of cities, including Raleigh and Cary. Homicides nationwide in 2025 have dropped by 17%.
Like other cities across America, where some of my mayoral peers, we're all celebrating the same story, which is crime is down.
Durham Mayor Leonardo Williams credits nonprofits who work with youth and law enforcement's willingness to collaborate as reasons for the positive trend.
We're expanding our apparatus for public safety in Durham, and that is why, one, they feel appreciated, two, they feel supported.
Do you feel like we're turning a corner on crime in Durham?
We are definitely turning a corner on crime in Durham. If we lose one life, we've lost one too many. But I'm thankful that we're not losing as many as we were just a year ago.
He acknowledges there's more to be done.
And I'm looking forward to introducing the Bull City Turnaround, which is a concept where I'm going to make an ambitious goal of bringing crime down to 50% in the city.
Mayor Williams says he believes we are seeing more people in Durham get involved on the issue of crime and law enforcement collaborating successfully with those partners.
Durham has a new resource to answer fire calls. Rescue One recently had its first day responding to emergencies. It's a heavy-duty unit, better prepares the firefighters to respond to things like car crashes. The fire department has wanted these upgrades for years. This has the size and equipment on it to make their jobs easier.
It is 4:48, and some people are waking up to storms. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner shows us where that's happening and really focused on one particular area.
Yeah, this cell has just sat in the same place for several hours, and so we do have a flood advisory here for parts of that region. That is gradually dissipating, and it's not something that's going to be with us all morning. It's not moving northward up toward, say, Raleigh and Durham, where we have most of the traffic. But if you are headed south of Raleigh, say south of Clayton through Benson, down I-40 or 95, you're going to run into some at least steady rain. It is beginning to taper off a little bit, but raining in Angier, Benson, Dunn, down toward just north of Clinton. And I'll throw up the advisory here, this flood advisory in effect until 7 a.m., where we've had as much as 2+ inches of rain in that area, including Smithfield and Dunn and the northern part of Sampson County and southwestern Wayne County. So just be careful in that area, especially where I-40 and I-95 cross. Here's a look at Futurecast. We're going to see that storm cell diminishing and a fairly quiet start this morning. We'll see partly cloudy skies as we head into the afternoon. Very similar to yesterday, but maybe not as much coverage. Here's 2 o'clock with a chance of a shower down to the south. 5 o'clock, we're looking pretty dry, but there will be some more cells that pop up. This time it looks like they may stay just to the west of our viewing area. Whatever does pop up, just like we saw this morning and last night, they'll be very slow moving and have the chance to dump a lot of heavy rain. Here's a look at our live Gardner Tower, where it's almost 80 degrees, our dew point 75, so it's a very warm and sticky start. We do have WRAL weather alert days in place for today and tomorrow with a heat index both days. It'll feel like 102 to 108 for pretty much all of our viewing area. This afternoon, temperatures in the mid-90s, but again, feeling more like well into the triple digits, anywhere from 105 to 107 around the middle of the afternoon. So just another one of those days. It's going to be very, very hot. Tomorrow, feeling like 105, and the same thing on Thursday. And then big changes coming for the weekend, especially Saturday and Sunday. Take a look at this. Friday, 87. Now, we do have a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Thursday and Friday, a little better chance, and maybe even some severe weather. But we get into the weekend, and that chance goes way down. Almost a little taste of fall there, with our high temperatures only in the low 80s.
Thanks, Elizabeth. The search for a sheriff, the deadline for people to apply for an open sheriff seat, and what the former sheriff is saying about who he wants in his old office.
And country music history. Beyonce's genre-bending tour broke boundaries and records. How the rodeo Chitlin circuit saddled up to the top.
Today in entertainment news, Beyonce's big tour, Billy Joel's new album, and the first look at the next Avatar movie. Here's David Daniel with a Hollywood Minute.
If there's something you can do, then you must do it.
Return to Pandora with the first trailer for Avatar: Fire and Ash. Sam Worthington's Jake and Zoe Saldana's Neytiri return for the third Avatar movie, which opens in IMAX and other theaters worldwide on December 19th. Beyonce's blockbuster tour. Billboard says the superstar's just concluded Cowboy Carter tour is the top-grossing country music tour in Billboard box score history, grossing more than $400 million in just 3 months.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
If Billy Joel and So It Goes left you wanting more, the Piano Man is here to help. Joel has released a 7-hour musical companion to the documentary. The 155 tracks include previously unreleased live recordings and demo versions. And So It Goes is available on digital platforms. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
In Harnett County, an annual school supply drive returned. The school district wants your help filling a bus with school supplies and has a bus stationed at the First Bank and Trust in Lillington. It's taking donations until the end of the month. Students go back to school a few weeks later.
In Cumberland County, you have 1 week left to apply to serve as the new sheriff. The county commissioners will decide who fills the post from the pool of applicants. Former Sheriff Ennis Wright retired at the end of June, and he recommended one of his majors to replace him. Zebulon launched a survey asking for people in the search for a new town manager. Former town manager Gilbert Todd resigned a few months after taking the job and pointed to a serious personnel matter. He is now running for mayor. The town turned to Taiwo Jaioba, who served as the interim manager for the second time. Now, that survey asked questions about expectations for the new town manager and qualities people deem important. Survey results will get presented to town commissioners next week to help with the recruitment process.
A man is seriously hurt after he was hit by an SUV this morning in Raleigh. What we know about the crash that has part of Newbern Avenue closed.
A mass shooting in New York. A gunman killed 4 people, including an NYPD officer. What we're learning overnight about the victims and the suspected shooter.
Skin cancer is the most common cancer in the U.S., but for Black people, cancer signs can show up in unexpected places, and missing them can have serious consequences. 5 Underside's Keely Arthur shares how early detection can save lives.